In the beginning there was nothing, nothing but darkness and silence. Then God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And God said, "This I shall call day." And he divided this light from the dark, and the dark he called night. This happened, and the evening and the morning were the second day. Now God said, "Let the dry land appear amidst the waters, and let there be a light in the heavens as a sign for the seasons, and to shine upon the earth." Then God said, "Let the waters be full of fish, and the sky be full of birds. And let the earth bring forth the living creatures after their own kind, those that creep and such as walk on legs." And after this happened, God said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness." And so out of the dust man was placed on earth. To him God gave the name Adam. Then God felt that man should not live in solitude. So he took a rib from Adam's body, and out of it he created woman. And to this woman he gave the name Eve. So starts the story of Genesis in the Old Testament. The beginning of everything, of earth, of human life, and with the creation of human life, the first wondrous and terrible knowledge of the forces of good and of evil. And from these two mighty forces came the words and deeds of man to shape and reshape the course of history down through the ages. To control these forces, God handed down to Moses the mightiest of all words, the 10 Commandments, 2 stone tablets of testimony written with the finger of God himself, sacred words that became the laws of the land. "Thou shalt have no other gods before me," spoke God to the people of Israel. "Thou shalt not make unto thyself any graven image," he said. But as in the history of all peoples, of all nations, there are those who seek to destroy God's commandments, to destroy God. There were the worshippers of a pagan god, the god Baal. There was evil again in the land, and a woman behind that evil. It was in the 9th century before Christ, in the city of Jezreel, where in the north, in the kingdom of a divided empire, Ahab ruled over the land known as Israel. "Once more I ask you, Ahab,
Which are you bowing to, your mind or your heart?
Do your preaching to the children of Israel, Elijah. Let grown men make their own decisions.
You are more than a man, Ahab. You are king of Israel. How you think, how you act affects a whole nation.
I think and act for the throne. To build the house of Ahab. To have a son who can take my place on the throne. And a son for my son to take his place. You call yourself prophet. You claim to hear the voice of Jehovah. What prophecy do you cast about a man wanting a woman to give him that?
If you marry the Princess Jezebel and make her queen of Israel, there will be no throne.
You speak falsely, Elijah.
I speak truth. There is nothing but evil in this woman.
I hear she dips her fingers in the blood of her sacrificial victims.
It is henna. She but paints her nails the same as any beautiful woman of Phoenicia.
Surely among our daughters of Israel, there is one who could please our king.
As my minister of state, Naboth, you should know this marriage is not only for pleasure. It will bring the great wealth of Phoenician sea trade to our country. Open up the shipping lanes for our own trade with Tyre and Sidon. Jezebel brings to Israel a strong and profitable ally.
She brings to Israel her own priests, her own false gods to worship.
I am marrying a woman, not her gods.
Our Lord Jehovah is a jealous God, King Ahab. He will not tolerate the sin of idolatry.
I beseech you, King, before it's too late.
I am sick of your babbling. I will marry Jezebel. I am a man of flesh and blood. I will not be denied my human feelings. And you and all your laws, and you and your prophecies of doom shall not send me into my grave without my having possessed this woman.
Betray Jehovah to the gods of Baal, and a curse shall light upon your house.
Go, prophet. Tell the people of Israel they have nothing to fear. Tell them Jehovah will be their only God, his commandments their only law. Tell them I, Ahab, king of Israel, promise this.
I will tell them. I will pray for your strength.
I believe we all understand each other.
You have made things quite clear, sire.
So be it then. Commence preparations for the marriage vows to take place as quickly as possible.
Jehu, you have been a stranger at our house. Deborah is beginning to think you have forgotten her.
My forgiveness to your daughter. Tell her I've been on a tour of duty, but that I shall make an early appearance and in person describe my bitter loneliness during those long, cold desert nights.
You will find her a most sympathetic listener, I'm sure.
You summoned me, King Ahab?
Hmm? Yes, I did, Captain Jehu. Oh, you are most fortunate you were not born for the crown, Jehu. It is no simple task being king these days. The elders, the prophets, the ministers, they would govern every breath you take.
My congratulations to your majesty. I have heard the Princess Jezebel is very beautiful.
The beauty of all the ages burns in her soul. Israel will long remember her as queen.
Israel shall not forget Ahab as king, sire.
Some wine, Jehu. Oh, careful, fool. You would have me laid flat on my back before I had even consummated my marriage vows. Drink with me, Jehu. I want you to leave the city at once to escort the Princess Jezebel to the palace.
To you, sire, and to the Princess Jezebel, our queen.
And Jehu, give Princess my message that I count the hours until I can feast my eyes on her standing before me. That you know all the words. Use them.
It will be difficult to take your place, Your Majesty, but I shall exert all within my power to try.
I trust the suspicions of my soon-to-be adopted brothers of Tyre do not extend to all Israelites.
Merely caution, stranger. Israel is a foreign land to us. We bring our royal princess into it. Even at the slightest hint of danger, we choose to defend first. You'll be good enough to state the meaning of your intrusion.
No intrusion, dear future brother. I've come in person to honor your princess.
The Princess Jezebel is weary from her long journey. She cannot be disturbed.
Not even to be refreshed by the cool, soothing words of her future bridegroom? I'm glad to see that at least your guardsmen have respect for the King of Israel, even if their master has not.
King Ahab? My king, you have traveled this great distance to be near me because you could not bear the hours of waiting until I arrived to make me your queen? Is this what you came to say?
Would that Jehovah had granted me such fortune to speak these things for myself, my princess. I am but a captain of my king's chariots. My name is Jehu.
One cannot be everything in life, Captain Jehu. At least we shall not be strangers.
Ahab bids me to escort your caravan to the palace, my princess. He also bids me tell you how he is counting the minutes until he can feast his eyes upon you standing before him. Feel the touch of your hair, your lips.
In that case, you wouldn't want me to keep the king waiting. If you take me to him, the minutes won't seem so long.
Well, you're not serious.
Why not?
It isn't fitting, it isn't proper.
You would not want me to have Captain Jehu disobey the king's orders, would you, Loram?
Ahab's orders were for the captain to escort our caravan to Jezreel, not to take your life in his hands.
You may tell me what else the king had to say on the way. I trust you to reach the palace safely, Loram.
Worse than a woman. You try to be gentle and keep them looking pretty, see that her parts are together, and what happens? One bounce over a rough spot and she breaks her neck. Ungrateful. Jacob! Jacob! What is it, Yanko? Ooh, how many times must I tell you not to Yanko me? You know I can't bear the sound of my own name. Captain approaches. How do you like the way she rides, Captain?
As if on a cushion of clouds, Master of Chariots. You may bow to your future queen, the Princess Jezebel.
Jez? Your slave.
What is your name?
Sit in the chariot.
Don't you think it's beautiful, Your Majesty?
Beautiful. The most beautiful I have ever seen.
My king, the Princess Jezebel.
My king.
Jezebel. I dared not hope, I dared not dream.
You do not have to dream, my future husband.
Already you have captured my heart. As my queen, you shall capture the heart of all Israel.
To capture your heart, Ahab, is to capture the heart of all Israel.
That was your chariot I heard drive up only a moment ago? I must say, Captain, you chose a most unusual method of escorting the princess to the palace.
It was I who forced the captain to leave the caravan behind. Loram will see to its safe arrival.
Loram?
An old trusted friend, my counselor.
Long have I wanted to share my throne with you, Jezebel.
A moment I, too, have wanted.
Forgive me, you must be tired. All preparations have been made for our marriage, but until the vows make us one, it is the law of our people that I cannot enter your chambers. Zara will take you there.
My mistress. I shall prepare for your bath, my mistress.
Such spirit, such fire, such beauty, such grace.
Your Majesty? The necklace, sire. Have you decided?
The necklace? Fool that I am. What am I doing? I cannot enter her chambers. Here, Jehu. I had meant to surprise the princess. You take them. Tell her I could not wait. Go, Jehu. Take them. Hurry.
As you wish, Your Majesty.
And over here are the sleeping quarters, Princess.
The king wishes me to...
The king is a man of many wishes. What orders do you carry out this time, my captain?
king sends these jewels as a gift.
I shall send for you. Ahab is generous. Captain? But then I've always been told that generosity is a trait of your people. Thanks. Captain, I would like to hear more about your people. I understand you are fierce men. Fight fiercely and love fiercely and take what they want without asking. Yet, that is only what I've heard.
Jezebel. Jezebel.
Yes, my captain?
Good fortune of the kingdom of Israel.
Drink, my wife, my queen. Wine of our country has all the centuries of heat from the burning desert born in its soul. Drink, Jezebel. Let its flame pour into your blood.
I do not need wine to set my blood on fire, my husband. She is very beautiful, isn't she, Jehu? I said she is very beautiful, isn't she?
Oh, yes. She is very beautiful.
And very evil.
Why did you say that, Deborah?
Perhaps because I'm a woman. Because I can see things in another woman that a man cannot see.
My children, my loyal children, Ahab is no longer a miserable, lonely man. I drink to Jezebel, queen of Israel. And now, eat, drink, continue with the celebration. And bear good, strong thoughts for Ahab. Never have I seen such beauty as yours, Jezebel. Never a woman so desirable as you. Let me know that beauty as a man, Jezebel, not as king. Share these same desires as my wife, not my queen.
For the king has but to command. Be his desire for wife or queen.
Mine is not to command, but to be wanted. The same as my great want for you.
You want to see me happy, Ahab?
My heart, my soul, my kingdom. All yours, Jezebel. All yours.
And a temple to my god, Baal?
Ask me to give you anything. I cannot dignify Jehovah, I promise.
Jehovah is not my god.
It is the custom of our land for a woman to adopt the religion of her husband.
But Baal is my only god. I was brought up to worship only in his temple.
Give up your false gods, Jezebel. Accept Jehovah, or a curse will come upon my house.
There will be no curse upon your house. Not if a temple is built, where Baal can watch over and protect the house of Ahab. You would not deny your wife her right to happiness, would you? I have no kingdom to give. I am only a woman.
That is kingdom enough for me. You shall have your temple. My wedding present.
Baal we cry, Baal we
I thought the captain feared no one, man, woman, or gods.
I have no fear of the god Baal.
Then why did you leave the temple? Because you began to feel its power? You became afraid because its pulse beat might possess you and make you lose control of yourself.
I am not afraid of a graven image.
And of me, the high priestess of Baal. Not a graven image, but flesh and blood.
Jehovah, Lord God of Israel, I command you to cease. Woe to you, Ahab! You have broken your word to your people.
I have meant no harm, Elijah.
You build a temple for the worship of false gods. You shut your eyes to truth. You turn away from your own faith and allow evil to walk in the land. You become soft and weak and let yourself fall prey to those who would seek to destroy Israel. You do all this and still beg no harm? No, Ahab. You have sinned heavily against your God. You have angered him more than all the kings of Israel before you. The Lord is merciful and gracious, but for what you have done, you shall stand in judgment. Yea, Jehovah hath spoken. I have heard his voice, and I speak unto you his words. As the Lord God of Israel liveth before whom I stand, there shall be no dew nor rain to fall upon the earth. The sun shall scorch the land, and the crops shall thirst with such a great hunger for water that they shall be devoured by burning heat, and shall wither into a grave of their own dust. And nothing shall change but according to my word. You may shout and weep and cry out for mercy, but the will of the Lord shall be done. And your prayers shall fall but on the dry earth, and your words shall be an unheard whisper in the laughter of the wind.
Give us bread.
Our children die of thirst and starvation.
All Israel suffers because of Baal.
Destroy the pagan gods.
Tear down the altars.
Away with them.
Water. Our children die of thirst and starvation.
All Israel suffers because of Baal.
Destroy the pagan gods.
Tear down the altars. Water. Water.
I don't trust the voice of the hungry.
Rabble.
A hungry rabble can become far more dangerous than a well-fed army.
I wouldn't worry, Loram. Not as long as we keep the army well-fed.
The entire army, my queen, or perhaps just one captain?
Jealousy has turned you into a blind fool, Loram. Control the army, you control the nation.
First, one must learn to control a man's spirit, his faith. Captain's a man of iron will. Jehovah is strong in his blood.
He also knows the feeling of Baal in his blood.
Baal?
Sometimes your thoughts speak out too loud.
It's not for myself I have fears, Jezebel, but for you. What you were doing could turn all Israel against you, destroy all your plans.
Nothing will destroy my plans. All Israel is divided, and a divided nation is an easily conquered nation.
Your dreams of conquered kingdoms may soon die with Israel, unless this curse of a drought ends.
With an untimely dry season, what do our weather prophets say?
Each day they pray for rain. When rain doesn't fall, their prayers the next day grow louder, but not loud enough to still the voice of Elijah.
Elijah! Rain has fallen since the beginning of time. No man or his God can put an end to it. Rain must come. It will. Summon my priest to Mount Carmel. Send word to the people that Baal will bring rain. I myself will lead the priests.
I wouldn't go, Jezebel. There's too much unrest. The people thirst for a stoning. Until rain falls, they believe Elijah and blame you for their misery. Let Ahab take your place. He is one of them. They would not dare harm their king. And then, when rain does fall, they will kiss the ground you walk on.
Then I will destroy Elijah. I will destroy him.
I see you like this, and I wonder, what's become of that girl I once knew in Tyre? The girl that was so happy with love in her heart. What's become of her, Jezebel?
She was a child living in a child's world. She's become a woman with different feelings and different wants.
Yes, different wants.
Poor Loram. You would still like me to be the Princess Jezebel, happy only with love. For your sake, I might like to be that little girl again. Someday.
Captain, there hasn't been such a gathering here since the Queen of Sheba came to see Solomon. Anybody would think that the priests were giving away gold to get people here. No sign of rain anywhere. Captain, I tell you, I hate that Baal.
Better not let him hear you say that.
Big ears. I still don't care. I don't like this Baal.
Your Majesty.
What is happening at the palace?
All is as you left it, sire. The Queen wishes me to say that her prayers and thoughts are here with you on Mount Carmel.
I would as soon be any other place in Israel this day. If rain doesn't come, Jehu, what do you think will happen? What will the people do?
Then I fear for Israel the same as you, my king.
My priests are ready, Your Majesty.
Word should be given Naboth. He's in the next tent.
I will tell him. They're waiting, Naboth.
Ahab adds more sins upon his sins by granting this mockery.
You know this is not right, that such worship and defiance can only bring more suffering to our people. Turn back to our God, Jehu. Do something to stop this.
There's nothing I can do, Deborah. Nothing.
Hurry, Captain. They're acting like they're starting to dance.
I cannot look at it.
Send forth thunder to bring the cloud.
And lightning strike through them to let fall the rain.
Let us feel your power. Give us a sign.
Let us hear your voice in the thunder.
Let us feel the coolness of your breath in the rain. Let us know the fury of your spirit in lightning. Cry aloud.
Elijah!
Shout from every mountain, for surely he is a god. Or is he a god? For surely by now he must have heard you. Or perhaps he's talking, and the sound of his own voice drowns yours. Or he's on a journey and far off. Or perhaps he's sleeping and must be awake.
You dare come here? You who have brought this trouble to Israel?
I have not troubled Israel, but you. It is you and your house. You who have broken every commandment of the Lord and have now come to this. And you, people of Israel, how long will you go crawling back and forth between two sides, not choosing either? The hour has come when you must choose. If the Lord be God, follow him. But if Baal, why then follow him. I who stand before you am the only prophet of the Lord here this day. They have called on their God to bring rain. I will call upon the name of Jehovah. Should he choose to answer, let him be God to all men.
It is well spoken.
It shall be as you say.
Call out his name, prophet.
People grasp at anything. Follow the one who speaks to them last. He must be silenced.
Yes. Yes.
Let us listen to the words of the prophet.
Well, pray for rain, wise one. We die of thirst.
Hurry, Elijah, pray.
Pray.
Pray, Elijah. Rain. Hurry, Elijah, pray.
Remove all but 12 stones. For only 12 stones are according to the number of the tribes of the sons of Jacob, unto whom the word of the Lord came, saying, Israel shall be thy name.
God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, let it be known this day that thou art God in Israel. I am thy servant, and that I have done all these things, and have come before thee at thy word. O Lord of hosts, forgive us here our transgressions. Be merciful and visit thy power here upon the earth. Thou that art mighty, let the waters pour forth from the heavens. Enrich the earth with the river of God. Let it settle upon the ridges abundantly. Make the pastures soft with showers. Drop upon the hills and valleys, and let all things grow again. Hear me, O Lord, hear me, that this people may know that thou art the Lord God, and that thou hast turned their hearts back into thy heart again. He is God. The Lord, He is God.
Baal is God. Baal is God. What is wrong? The gods of Baal smile down upon us with their favor.
The gods of Baal weep tears.
What do you mean?
It was Elijah who brought the rain. His prayers.
That's the truth. He appeared on the mountain as if from thin air. Then he taunted our priests with his words and stood at the very same altar and prayed his prayers to his God.
Tell me what happened, Lauren.
The rains came, and Elijah pointed at our priests, and the people seized them.
Why were the people not stopped? Where were your guards?
We were but few. They overran us. Jehu and his men tried to hold the people back. I am to blame for this. I should have listened to Elijah from the very beginning. Now he has the will of the people.
Elijah, the will of the people. What are you? A king or a piece of dust? Let the will of your precious people rule, and your throne becomes a tower of clay.
Queen Jezebel, our land has suffered through drought and famine. You forced your gods upon our people. They suffered thirst, starvation, and death. Now they have turned back to their own faith. Let them worship in peace.
Baal shall not be forgotten. Elijah shall pay for what he has done. He shall pay with his life. And for each day that he remains in hiding to escape his fate, one of his followers shall forfeit a life.
No, Your Majesty, no, please.
It is for the king to decide.
Think, Ahab, think. You have seen the curse of one broken vow, but assent to this. God must surely strike Israel with a fury never known before.
It is only rain and thunder. Have no fear. You are king in the might of Israel. A strong king is never afraid of his people or of the unknown. Not when he has a wife who knows and shares all his desires.
Hurry, Hilkiah. There's no time for words. The others are waiting. Come with us, quickly. Go.
You have let most of our people stumble and fall, Captain. Why do you lift me to my feet? Aren't you afraid I might run away, warn the others to escape? That is why you are here, isn't it?
Please, Deborah. I'm a soldier. I have a soldier's duty.
Soldier's duty. To betray your people, your faith.
In battle or peace, people get hurt. People get hurt just living.
Like yourself, Jehu.
Yes, like myself. Sometimes a man does things he knows are wrong, but he doesn't. He doesn't because something gets inside him that he can't keep out. He knows it's evil and rotten, but he makes himself believe that it's good, beautiful. Please, try to understand.
Jehu! If ever Israel needed help and strength, the time is now. I knew you would come. I knew.
Naboth, I have orders to arrest the prophets. That is why I've come.
So Jezebel has conquered you too. Soon she will have all of Israel. Go, Jehu. Send for your soldiers. I'm an old man. I cannot stop you. I remember how you played in these very caves as a child. When your father became fugitive and fled the wrath of Jeroboam because he too refused to worship false gods. Our caves were always a sanctuary for the oppressed. But I never thought I would live to see the day you would help turn them into a chamber of death.
Please, Naboth.
No, do not try to reason or justify. Perhaps exile is the fate of our people. What we suffer, others have suffered before us. And still others of our race will suffer in the years that are still to come. But you may go back and tell Queen Jezebel this, that her revenge against our prophets will only give new courage to those who follow. She may burn or stone to death a man's body, but never his faith or his beliefs. We are ready now, Captain.
Listen to me, Naboth. I've come alone, but soldiers search all over these hills. It's only a matter of time before they find the caves. Do you remember the trail behind the caves?
You mean the one marked with the star of the House of David along the way?
I'll have all soldiers from this countryside withdrawn. Lead the prophets to the trail and let them travel south over the mountains. Once they reach the border of Judah, they'll be safe. There'll be no trouble along the way, I promise. And Naboth, I advise you not to travel with them, but return to the palace as quickly as possible.
I understand. And may God bless you for this.
You sent for me, Queen Jezebel.
Word has just come that the prophets have crossed into Judah and reached Beersheba. You let them escape. Why?
I have two loyalties. One is to the throne, the other to my people. I will kill to defend both, but not in cold-blooded murder.
These prophets of yours seek to destroy the throne. I do not easily forget what Elijah did to my priests.
It was your own God that destroyed your priests, Jezebel.
To me you speak treason. I could have you stoned to death for your words.
There'll be other words, other men to speak them.
They will not live long.
Why don't you begin right now? With me.
I said I could have you stoned to death for your words. But I would not want to have your blood on my conscience, my captain. I would always forgive you. There is a caravan from Tyre on its way to Jezreel. I want you to give it safe escort to the palace.
Well done, Jezebel. So the enemy becomes the guard of honor. You use men well. All of us.
And now, while the captain is the guard of honor, I must have a talk with Ahab about his minister of state. I don't think Naboth has the king's interests at heart. I've heard disturbing rumors.
Treasonous talk, blasphemy.
I believe it was something like that. Ahab always has wanted the vineyards of Naboth.
You read words, Bidkar? Here, let me hear you read this.
I, Bidkar, son of Belial, do solemnly swear that in the marketplace among many people I did hear Naboth.
You read well, Bidkar. Continue. Go on.
Loudly speak words cursing against the king. And I did hear this very same Naboth speak loud cursing words against God.
And you are certain you heard the accused Naboth speak such language?
I heard him.
The man Naboth will step forward. Have you anything to say before we pass judgment unto you?
If the truth cannot save me, what can?
It is the law of our land that for your crime against God and king, you are to be carried forth to the walls of the palace.
No! No!
And there to be stoned until dead.
Reached you too late, Captain. I'm sorry.
Polished cotton from Egypt. The very same worn by the Pharaoh himself, sire.
Well, Captain, you arrived with a caravan sooner than expected.
I trust you will not be too disappointed, Your Majesty. Your caravan still travels. But the wind blows in the right direction. And with their strong taste for blood, I am sure your men from Phoenicia will have no trouble in finding their way to the palace. Unless the dogs have too great a hunger.
Naboth was a traitor. He hid the prophets in the cave, gave them food and water, helped them to escape. He spoke against me, against God.
You give yourself great importance, Your Majesty. God should be pleased to hear you've replaced him.
You talk yourself into an early grave, Captain.
Perhaps I do. But don't worry about my blood on your conscience.
What did he mean, Jezebel?
He'll come back. He'll come crawling back on his hands and knees.
Well, thanks for everything.
Where you going, Captain?
To the caves to find Deborah.
Take me with you. Please take me.
By tomorrow, there'll be a price on my head and on the heads of all those who follow me.
Price on my head is better than being fed to that stone-faced Val. And besides, he likes the fat ones.
Come on.
And so Jehu returned to the hills, to the caves of his childhood, with a price on his head. Jezreel was ruled by terror and fear. All those who refused to worship Jezebel's god were stoned to death. Soon others followed Jehu up into the hills. Others like himself hunted, persecuted men. The small band grew in size and became an army. And Jehu would lead them down out of the hills and strike lightning blows against Jezebel's kingdom. And Deborah would care for the sick and wounded. And these caves became Israel's stronghold for the voice of freedom, the voice of a fighting people, but not the only voice.
Woe unto you, Ahab! Elijah, you have sold yourself to do evil in the eyes of the Lord. I will bring evil upon you. I will cut off every man-child of the house of Ahab. And just as the dogs licked the blood of Naboth, so shall they lick away your blood. And the dogs shall eat Jezebel by the walls of Jezreel.
So spoke the voice of the prophet Elijah, uttering prophecy that was not long in becoming reality. To add to the weight of Israel's domestic woes, the armies of Ahab turned to war against the Syrians. The enemy had just seized a city of Israel on the east of Jordan called Ramoth-Gilead. Fearing Elijah's prophecy, Ahab disguised himself as a common soldier to avoid recognition in battle. But it was as Elijah had prophesied. Evil fell upon Ahab in the form of a Syrian sword, and his soldiers returned him to Jezreel, his chariot dripping blood along the way. And there he died. In the place where the dogs licked Naboth's blood, shall dogs lick thy blood. Elijah's words. But Elijah's work was not yet finished. He had one last mission to perform, for the voice of the Lord had come to him and said, "Go forth and in my name anoint Jehu king over Israel."
And with this oil, in the name of the Lord God, I anoint thee king of Israel. And now, my work is done. I go to my rest. But you, Elisha, you shall wear my mantle. You shall hear the voice of the Lord and follow in his path. And now, Jehu, it is you who have the destiny of Israel in your hands. See that your hands are firm and strong. And may the house of Jehu have many children.
Make ready.
My prayers go with you.
Is dead. You must flee. The army has surrendered.
Hand me my jewels, Zara.
Queen Jezebel, you must flee.
A queen cannot run from her fate. But Zara, you must go. Your fate is not mine. It's been a long time, Jehu. Or should I say, Your Majesty. Remember the first time we met, and I thought you were the king. I said, you've come so far to be near me because you could not bear the hours of waiting until I arrived to make me your queen. And I remember you said, would that Jehovah had granted me such fortune to say these things for myself, my princess. And now you are king, my captain. Is this what you came to say? If you had been king that day, my captain, how I could have loved you.
Jezebel. She is still the daughter of the king. Go now. Bury her. We'll bury her.
Thou shalt have no other God before me, spoke God to the people of Israel. Thou shalt not make unto thyself any graven image, he said. Yes, there will always be good, and there will always be evil. But whenever darkness and trouble cloud the world, there will always be the voice of an Elijah to cry out of the wilderness, to speak God's word, to lift the cloud. And when he is done, he shall pass on his mantle to another.